here.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Bat Tuesday's favorite nerd. Today we are looking at the NECA 1/4 scale Adam West Batman. This was given to me by Robert D, and we'll get to that story a bit later. It was a gift, and I am appreciative, but this guy has major issues, and we're going to talk about it. And I know I'm going to be batting off the NECA defenders tooth and nail, but you know, we're going to have some lengthy, I think, final thoughts on this one in regard to not only this figure, but kind of NECA in general and my issues with them. And I'm looking forward to getting into all that, but in order to get into all that, we'll get into accessories. I know this isn't the most dynamic pose to start off with, but he doesn't stand, so that's an issue. He comes with 4 additional hands to the 2 fist hands we saw in the opening footage. He can do the Bad Tusi, so that's pretty awesome. He can also say peace, or victory, or give you A-Town down. Sorry. Okay, so he can do those things. And then he has like a relaxed hand slash, I think that this bat communicator can, yeah, plus it can hold the bat communicator, so that's cool. And then he also has the Batarang holding hand, which can hold the Batarang. You know, Batarangs are always a tricky beast, but you know, he can hold. And then he comes with some little trinkets and doodads. He comes with a bit of string that you can tie around the Batarang. That is already done on the Robin, but you have to do it yourself here. The Batarang itself is actually done really well. We got some paint applied all to the edges. It has this metallic kind of purple finish, and then it has some silver paint here. And it looks. This is a really well done piece. Kudos to them for that. He also comes with the Bat radio. These antennae are adjustable. They're painted silver. This is painted. All the burgundy and gold are painted, so that works really well as well. Really well done accessory. As well, across the board so far. And then we have 2 extra clips for the bat belt. One is just a yellow one, just a regular old pouch. This one is upside down though. I wonder what there's probably a reason, but let me look at this real quick. No, they're all upside down, so I guess that's just the way they are. I haven't watched the show in a long time. And then we have this one, which is for the Batarang, so that's cool. That's a cool kind of option. Okay, so we're going to talk about this guy now. We're going to be able to do that because I set back this board so his heel is actually sitting on one surface and his toes are sitting on another, allowing him to kind of keep balance. He's not balanced well at all. So we'll talk about the head. Got the nice paint there with the black paint on there. We have the all the metallic blue for the suit is beautiful, looks spot on. The paint accents look great. The face is sculpted really well, painted lips, the eyes are painted well. Looks really good. Like the face sculpt is dead on the money. I like the clasp for the cape. The cape itself is a soft goods cape, but it looks the part. It gets a little bit weird down here at the tip of the wings, like all the. I'm not sure exactly what causes that, but that's not the best, but that's not a big deal. And then we have, you know, you can put it both around his shoulders and stuff. Like it works really well. And because of the size of the figure, the cape has a significant amount of weight to it where it actually lies, you know, on the figure quite nicely. All right, moving down. So this piece here, so the head is attached to this neck, and then the neck has a piece that sits on top of it. And I would like to show you more, but it's just, this is a hard figure to kind of work my way around. So this is like a piece of plastic over top of the gray joint that actually is the neck. So the whole thing acts as a double ball peg, 1 ball peg into the head, 1 ball peg into the chest, but the neck itself is big enough where you get a fair amount of articulation. It's not extreme though, but I think it's actually surprisingly good, especially compared to other NECA figures I've looked at in the past. So they should have never done this. There's I guess a ball peg in there, but you get literally hardly anything out of it. All you get is that ugly cut joint right across the belly. Such a bummer. Really, really, really poor choice. You should have just had the single or double ball peg from the abdomen into the pelvis and been done with it. Which you do also have, at least that might be a single, but that gets you the swivel and that's all you really need. I do like the texture of the suit. I'm guessing that that's all hand sculpted. I think. Looks cool though. It has life to it. And then it has the symbol over top, which is painted very clean. For the shoulders, we have disc hinges. 90 degrees, no problem, with the seam stitched in. I dig that. And up and around, so no issue there. Bicep swivel, mine's really tight. So let me see if I can get this one to move. I can't even get the shoulder. There it is. No, can't get either one of them to move, and I'm not going to break it. We'll talk about that at the end. Double jointed elbow. Let's see if we can get that to move. Nope. Can't get the second one to move. Let's see if we can get it on the other side. There's the second one. There's the first one. And we're using both. You can get the full range. So that's nice once you can get it to move. Wrist swivel, and they all hinge in out. And then you have this extra glove, the metallic, that swivels as well. No problems there. We have the belt, which looks nice. The symbol is kind of sketched on there. This is a piece that needs to come off. The symbol is sketched on there. Sculpted on there, and that's cool. It opens up for the communicator, so that's cool. But it doesn't really close nicely, so that's not cool. And then we have the rest of it, which is sculpted well, and it's just yellow plastic. We have the metallic blue trunks. They look great, and the wrinkles look awesome. Like, really good sculpt work there. Really lifelike, so to speak. And then moving down, sculpt work on the inside of the seam of the pants. That's a small detail, and they caught it, and they did a good job with that. They're kind of like universals. Yes, they're exactly universals. Actually, I thought they were wide jointed. No, but they're just regular universals. So they're ratcheted. I don't want this to break on me because I had one already break on me and had to have it replaced. So get you out to there, forward to there. So actually, it's a really decent range, but like this joint should have gone up inside the trunks because a lot of times you just see a huge gap between the leg and the trunks, and the joints are a little wobbly. Like he's wobbly, you know what I mean? Because none of this is really solid, unlike the turtles, you know. So that's a bit of a bummer. The knees, single hinged. That one won't budge. There. Get you up to there. I don't think you'll use it, but you can have it. And then the boots are sculpted. These don't have the same metallic aspect to them that the other ones do, but you do have some nice sculpt work in there. Ankles, you got a bit of a swivel. You got slightly up, but it doesn't stay. They're pretty much just stuck in place. They don't move. There's joint for them to move, but they don't really move around on that joint at all. And then you have a toe hinge. And then there's the back of the figure. So it's just a ton of, it's just ineffective. Like the sculpt work is nice, the paint work is nice, but the figure actually performing as a figure or a display piece doesn't really work at all. Size comparison wise, there he is next to the Robin, and they do look good together, you know, but I think Robin does his job much more effectively than Batman does his, which is a bit of irony, am I right? Final thoughts wise on this one, we're going to start with the positives. And then we're going to move into the negatives, which is a little bit of a reverse, but I feel like it's warranted for this particular release. The positives are, the sculpt is beautiful. The paint is beautiful. The accessories are cool. There's a decent amount of arm articulation and head articulation as well. The negatives are, there's just so many errors here. Like, the wobbliness of the figure, the fact that the figure doesn't stand, the instability of the figure, the hip joints are loose and they're fragile, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. None of the articulation for the feet actually work, or at least work properly, which is the big issue in keeping the figure balanced. The cut joint across the abdomen looks absolutely absurd and serves little to no purpose whatsoever. And when you add all those things together with the price point, it's just not a good release. It doesn't work. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And I run into issues with NECA all the time. I really like their turtles of the same scale, and they're done a lot better than this is done. But I have issues with their Turtles in Time turtles, their SDCC turtles, both sets, because it's the same basic mold. I have issues with their Deadpool, their 1/4 scale Deadpool. I have issues with a lot of figures that they release. I just don't feel like NECA is growing as fast as they should be. Like they should be improving greatly. They should be improving quicker. They should be improving more in general. And I just feel like everything with them is such a dice roll. But the fact that their products are affordable makes people forgive errors that they should be being more vocal about to hopefully motivate NECA to make changes. It's not like NECA is bad. It's not like they're a bad company. I just feel like they make a lot of mistakes. Their strengths are their sculpts and their paint. Their weaknesses are pretty much everything else consistently, with few exceptions. So I can't recommend this set, neither this nor the Robin, because the Robin, it's just like the Robin is a wild choice to have just by himself, and the Batman is kind of trash. So in order to have Batman and Robin, you have to buy the Batman, and I can't recommend the Batman, therefore I ultimately can't recommend the Robin. So my advice is to save your money on all of it. That being said, this will be a display piece in my collection because the story behind it is just so bloody good, which we're going to get to right now. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, till next time, take care. So this is a good one. Robert D bought me the Robin as a joke at NJCC. I was frustrated because I didn't know where I was going to put it, and you can't have that Robin without the Batman, so now it's kind of put the responsibility on me to spend another $100 and some to get the Batman in order to justify having the Robin in the first place. So I told him, text message jokingly, it is your responsibility to secure this Batman for me. And Robert being Robert, one of the most generous people, generous to a fault probably, that I've ever met, said, Batman's on his way to you. And I was like, man, I was joking. He's like, it's on its way. So it arrived, and the hip joint was broken. So I told Robert, I sent it back to him. He got it from eBay. The eBay guy accused him of trying to scam him. Long story short, he had to file a claim with eBay, ended up buying another one. I believe that one was broken. He sent that one back, ended up buying another one, and that's the one that I reviewed and is now in my collection. But that's two figures that broke, and they both broke in the same hip joints, the hip joints that are wobbly that I showed you earlier. So there's just a ton of issues with this figure, and but it is like a great kind of epic saga of a story to tell about it. So I'll always treasure both in my collection due to my love for Robert and my just, I don't know what the right word is, awestruck by this saga of a story. What do you want?